En este primer caso se trata de algo sorprendente. Richard Jones pasó 17 años en la cárcel por un robo que no cometió. Sin embargo, todos los testigos presenciales del crimen lo identificaron como el sospechoso. Entonces, la pregunta es, ¿cómo puede ser Jones inocente si todos lo vieron hacerlo? Presta atención porque hay más en este misterio de lo que parece a simple vista.
Nearly 20 years ago, Jones was charged with aggravated robbery in Kansas City, Kansas, after being accused of trying to steal a purse in a parking lot. Jones had provided an alibi, and no physical evidence ever linked him to the crime. The victim told police the suspect was thin to medium build, tan, with dark hair pulled back, and out of a photo lineup of 6 mugshots, Jones was identified. That eyewitness testimony landed him behind bars.
No hay ADN. No hay evidencia física, y un sólido alibi fueron anulados por la víctima que seleccionó a Richard en la alineación, describiéndolo como perfectamente idéntico. ¿Lo captaste? ¿Me creerías si te dijera que has visto a 2 personas diferentes? Créelo.
We are back with a case of mistaken identity that forced a man to spend 17 years behind bars.
And the discovery casting doubt on his guilty verdict.
I believe it was a striking resemblance. It just blew me away. Couldn't let someone else's mistake make me waver in my faith and never make me shy away from what was real and what the truth was, and that was I was innocent, and I knew it.
Después de 15 años tras las rejas, Jones contactó al Midwest Innocence Project, y cuando lo hicieron, las mentes de la gente quedaron asombradas.
During that visit, Mr. Jones actually said to the students, I keep getting mistaken for this guy named Ricky Amos.
Jones and Amos had never met until a hearing last Wednesday when witnesses admitted they couldn't tell the two apart, and the judge ordered Jones released.
The judge recognized that an injustice had been done. Everyone did. The victim did. The original prosecutor did. And came to testify that Richard Jones didn't commit this crime.
They say everybody has a twin, right? To see these two men, it's like looking in a mirror, except they never met, though they were both housed in the same prison.
Increíble encontrar a tu doppelganger en la vida real, con el mismo nombre legal que tú y en la misma prisión.
It's unbelievable. I didn't see myself being here. It's been 17 years. You know, something I didn't do, but I'm thankful. I'm blessed.
I'm definitely built for the challenge, you know, just living my life, starting over, and just doing it right this time.
Can't even imagine it. Spending more than 4 decades in prison as an innocent person, convicted of a triple homicide. But for one Missouri man, that has been his reality.
When he entered prison, he could walk. He now relies on a wheelchair.
Had absolutely nothing to do with these murders.
Monday, a judge in Florida posthumously exonerated 4 black men known as the Groveland Four.
Still in disbelief.
This is the moment that he thought might never come for the man at the center of one of the longest wrongful conviction cases in U.S. history. 43 years.
43 years. 43 years. Kevin Strickland has waited 43 years for this day.
Well, I'm not angry. I'm disgusted.
Sueños rotos y momentos robados. Los fiscales se convirtieron en defensores y la corrupción se filtró desde los niveles más altos. Este próximo caso no solo rompe récords históricos, sino que también romperá corazones. Kevin Strickland, ahora con 63 años, fue encarcelado en 1979 a la edad de 22. El estado de Missouri lo acusó de asesinato en primer y segundo grado en un triple homicidio brutal. Kevin afirmó su inocencia desde el principio, pero con un jurado completamente blanco, ni siquiera 2 declaraciones directas que lo exoneraban fueron suficientes. La manipulación en este caso es evidente desde el principio, y en 43 años, a Kevin Strickland le negaron el nuevo juicio muchas veces. Pero aquí es donde lo inaudito entró en juego.
No, I didn't think this day was going to come. I mean, not before I got this legal team, I didn't.
Jackson County Prosecutor Gene Peters Baker led the team who worked to free Strickland alongside the Midwest Innocence Project.
En 2015, la Fiscalía recibió un correo electrónico que cambió su perspectiva sobre todo el caso.
The most important piece of evidence was a recantation of a witness. She has since died, but she really did a good job documenting her recantation, so we believe it to be a very credible recantation. Let's just call it what it is. This is wrong. And everyone that works in this system must find a way to do the right thing now. The right thing is getting Mr. Strickland out.
Incluso con todas las pruebas, sus primeros intentos de liberar a Strickland fallaron. No es fácil cuando estás luchando contra las mismas personas que ayudaron a ponerlo allí en primer lugar.
Incredibly difficult this process is. Even when the prosecutor is on your side, it took months and months for Mr. Strickland to come home. And he's still going to come home to a system that will not provide him any compensation for the 43 years that he's lost. That's not justice.
Eventualmente lo lograron, pero con la libertad a su alcance, solo quería hacer una cosa.
Well, I mean, I hate people to hear a 62-year-old man say this, but I'm a mama's boy, and I got to go see mama. I got to go hold mama's hand, yeah.
Sin embargo, el fiscal general Eric Schmidt se encargó de retrasarlo, privándolo de ese último deseo, y su madre murió 2 meses después.
Procedural hurdles caused his case to be delayed and later dismissed. His mother passed away on August 21st.
No podemos devolver a mamá, pero la gente de Missouri y de todo el mundo decidió que podían ayudar de otra manera.
He's been out of prison for more than a week. The GoFundMe has raised more than $1.7 million.
1.7 millones de dólares no equivalen a 43 años, pero creo que ayudarán a mantenerlo fuera de una caja de cartón y quizás un poco más.
You know, I've never been on a beach, you know, not even a man-made beach. And I want to go out far in the ocean where you can't see any land, any direction. And not just go out there, but get in that water. I want to feel the power, you know, of God's creation. I want to feel that water.
Stunning development in a murder case NBC News has been following for nearly 3 years.
On our way to see an inmate by the name of Richard Rosario.
Rosario was convicted in the 1996 murder of teenager George Colanzo in the Bronx. His story has never changed.
Did you shoot him?
No.
Why are you here?
Sometimes I'll hear about a case that sounds so outrageous. It makes me wonder, what if it's true?
One of two things was true. Either Richard was innocent or I had a law enforcement officer lying to me.
I'm never gonna lose hope. They have to take me out of here in a box. I'll never lose hope, no matter how long I'm here.
El 19 de junio de 1996, en el Bronx, Nueva York, George Collazo, de 17 años, fue asesinado a sangre fría. 2 semanas después del asesinato, a su amigo y al dueño de un carrito de comida que presenciaron el crimen, les pidieron que revisaran una serie de fotos. Ambos identificaron a Richard Rosario, de 20 años en ese momento, y que estaba en el estado de Florida en el momento del asesinato. Sin embargo, sin que Rosario lo supiera, ahora era un hombre buscado por la policía de Nueva York.
As soon as my mother told me and I spoke to my sister, I spoke to my wife and I found this out, I mean, I just came back.
Lo arrestaron y consideraron el único sospechoso del asesinato de Collazo.
He did turn himself in that night, and he did give a statement to police where he names 13 people who he said could confirm that he was in Florida, and he also gave them a copy of a bus ticket showing that he had taken a Greyhound bus from Florida.
Entonces, si los detectives tenían nombres, direcciones y números de teléfono de personas que podrían haber confirmado que Rosario estaba en Florida el día del asesinato, ¿cómo lo encontró culpable el jurado 2 años después? Si no eres fanático de la corrupción o la injusticia, es posible que prefieras apartar la mirada. La recién creada iniciativa de exoneración logró que Darcel Clark, la nueva fiscal del distrito, reexaminara el caso. Lo que encontraron fue sucio de verdad.
Well, yeah, after I spoke with the alibi witnesses, they all told me that no one from the NYPD or the DA's office or anybody ever called them.
He gave a statement to the police and gave them names and addresses and phone numbers, including yours. Did anybody ever call you?
Not a single phone call. No one from NYPD called me just to confirm if what he was saying was true.
We've thoroughly interviewed a number of witnesses, his alibi witnesses. We interviewed our witnesses, just every single angle we looked into. I don't feel now that I would be able to prove his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. And that is the burden of proof that I must satisfy.
Pero lo que no mencionó fue que los detectives ocultaron el hecho de que el amigo de George no pudo identificar a Rosario en la alineación y que el testigo del carrito de comida ni siquiera vio al pistolero.
As his family looks on, Rosario is led into the courtroom, shackled.
We can see that the defendant did not receive effective assistance from counsel. He consented to the release of the defendant on his own recognizance.
The jury is still out on the DA's office with regards to this wrongful conviction, and I hope that she would do the right thing to exonerate me, because I've been in prison for 20 years for a crime I didn't commit. My family didn't deserve this, I didn't deserve this,
nor the victim's family or the victim. And I hope this conviction is not just vacated, but exoneration is given to me.
Ahora hay otro momento que debes ver, pero este viene con una solicitud interesante.
Rosario did the unthinkable. He asked for the murder case against him to remain open until his name is clear.
The public should know the truth. The families of the victims should have that clarity and that peace of mind that, you know, a murder is not in the street and that their son received the justice that he deserved.
If I had to spend every day of my life in prison to prove my innocence, I would have been prepared to do that.
I'm innocent, and I'm always be innocent no matter what the justice system does.
Smith was a bus driver for the Lorain County Head Start program. She took the kids to daycare and drove them home. Everything was fine until a call from her boss.
Era el 7 de mayo de 1993 en el condado de Lorain, Ohio, cuando Nancy Smith realizaba sus tareas diarias como conductora de autobús. Lo que no sabía era que su día iba a chocar de frente con un nivel de injusticia que la dejaría destrozada. El catalizador de esta colisión fue otra Karen típica.
That is when they told me that a mother on Friday had made allegations against me saying that I did not take her daughter to school and that I had molested her daughter. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then the nightmare began.
La madre afirmó que el niño fue llevado a la casa de Joseph Allen, descrito como el novio de Nancy.
I've never met him, I've never talked to him, I've never even seen him.
Then came the trial.
First of all, you read the trial transcripts and the police records, and the children are changing their story.
I mean, when you're innocent, you don't think that, you know, that people are going to believe these lies. You know, you just trust your justice system.
Nancy y Joseph fueron condenados a 15 a 90 años por abuso sexual infantil.
I was thinking, who's going to take care of my children?
Entonces, si Nancy afirma que nunca había conocido a Joseph antes, algo no cuadra aquí. La Karen que mencionamos es la madre de la niña. Conoce a Margaret Groden.
How was school today? And she goes, well, we didn't go to school today. We went over Joseph's house to play games. And then I knew something was wrong right away.
Esa era Margaret siendo entrevistada por estaciones de noticias locales, pero no se detuvo ahí. Margaret también llamó a todos los padres vecinos y amenazó a Nancy con tiempo de cárcel. Incluso fue al alcalde de la ciudad suplicando el arresto de Nancy. La motivación aquí era financiera, y para consolidar su inversión, Margaret se rebajó aún más.
I've actually never seen anything like that in my entire life, where the parents and the officers are telling them who to pick.
Podemos ver a los padres y oficiales de policía señalando específicamente a Joseph en la alineación, indicando y guiando al testigo infantil con su selección. Tu estómago se revuelve al revelar que no había límite que estas personas no estuvieran dispuestas a cruzar.
It's sort of sick to say, but people, it appears, were making these allegations for monetary gain.
La compañía de autobuses fue demandada y los padres recibieron millones de dólares. Caso cerrado, ¿verdad? Otra condena injusta que arruina la vida de una mujer inocente. No del todo.
But I'll tell you one thing, I never gave up on hope. Never.
In 2009, she appeared before Lorain County Common Pleas Judge James Burge.
Fue un juez con principios éticos y, créelo o no, un problema de tecnicidad.
Because the original paper convicting her wasn't filled out properly.
So this was really just a technicality.
Judge Burge did something unexpected.
Anuló la condena a principios de este año y los sueños de clemencia de Nancy se hicieron realidad.
Judge Burge said, "Stay free." Nancy Smith broke down after court.
Horrible. It's the worst feeling that you could ever have. To think that people would think that of you. Until you've been in my shoes, nobody can understand the pain that this has caused me and my family.
Las emociones crudas son claras de ver, ¿y quién puede culparlos?
And to Ms. Smith and to Mr. Allen, I want to say that I apologize to you, especially for what was done to you and to your families as a result of this ill-conceived prosecution.
It'll always be with you. It'll never go away. I might be home and I might be free, but am I really free? This is something that I'll live with for the rest of my life.